Very good evening to all my followers. Dr. Cheryl, you are most welcome on our page of Follow My Psychology, and thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much, Ayushi, for having me.
Yes, and to all my audience, I'll introduce you. She is born and raised in Mumbai. She is practices at Dr. L.S. Hiranandani Hospital, Powai, and Holy Spirit Hospital, Andheri East. She is the convener of the NGO of Patient Career Subcommittee of the Indian Psychiatric Society. She is a treasurer of a Bombay Psychiatric Society, and the list goes on. So I would say, to cut down it to short, I would say that we are very much grateful, privileged, honored to have you on our page. It's like, I
Thank you
have
so much, Ayushi. It's really a pleasure to interact with you always. I know we have interacted a number of times, and I think it's always a pleasure and it'd be great to interact with your audience and your followers too.
Thank you so much because I have been working under you, and I know how interactive, how polite, how good you are. So I am so much excited for this conversation to happen. So
Thank you
okay,
so much.
I would say that today's topic we had discussed earlier that now the lockdown is starting, like it's releasing. But if we take the period of last 2 years when there was a lockdown, people had been complaining a lot about sleep. नींद नहीं आ रही है मैम, मुझे नींद आ रही है तो उठ जा रहा हूँ जल्दी सुबह मैम. So it's not about old age, it's coming from the youngsters also. So I would say that as we decided, so today we are going to speak about sleep habits, sleep disorders, right? My first question would be, ma'am, exactly from the name we come to know sleep disorders, it's regarding something sleep. But what exactly sleep disorders are, and how many types of disorders can be there?
Okay. It's an excellent topic actually, and when you're saying the lockdown, before I kind of go into explaining the different type of sleep disorders, earlier I will just try to give an example. Earlier, when we would see people in our OPDs or either through nowadays through online consultation, otherwise in person. Before COVID, we always say there is BC and AC. Earlier it was before Christ and after Christ. Now it's before COVID and after COVID. Okay. So before COVID, there would be people who would come on and off with sleep issues. But what we have seen in the last 1.5 year, me as well as the other mental health professionals, there is a huge increase in the number of people who are coming with sleep disorders. Personally speaking, when the lockdown started in March, all of us were, because it was something new, we were so excited, right? I mean, everybody is working from home. Myself, we also kind of, was for the first few days, hospitals were shut because we did not know how to kind of start OPDs and things like that. So it was very exciting ki you don't have a time to get up, you can binge watch. So me and my family were binge watching, Netflix पे एक movie देख लिया, दूसरी movie देख ली. You're watching one movie after the other. You're going to sleep at 2 o'clock. You don't have to get up for school or work. You can get up at 9 because schools were shut. So initially, though it was exciting, after a point of time, all of us realized that the normal circadian rhythm that we would follow with a fixed wake up time and a fixed going to bed time, and if you're kind of playing with that, it causes a lot of issues. So that is why probably because of the work from home culture, because get up to go to school, get ready in advance. So we have parents who say ki, school starts at 8:30 and the child is waking up at 8:27, just going to the washroom, not even brushing, coming back and logging on to class, and then keeping himself or herself logged on and go and brush and do everything because you don't have to get ready and be in school. So
Myself
because
experienced this. Yeah.
correct, correct. So because of this lack of, actually stepping out of home, that's when I think this started. But sleep disorders has been there a problem for years together, right?
Okay.
So primarily there are four kinds of sleep disorders. So one is known as insomnia. So insomnia means either I have a difficulty in falling asleep or I have difficulty maintaining my sleep. So that means if I have to go to sleep by 10 o'clock, I go and lie down in bed at 10, but I'll keep on tossing and turning, 11 बज जाएगा 12 बज जाएगा पर नींद नहीं आएगी. बट अगर एक बार नींद आ गई, फॉर एग्जाम्पल 12 साढ़े 12 बजे नींद आ गई, देन आई एम either sleeping nicely and I wake up in the morning.
Okay.
Sometimes I go to sleep at 10 and I fall asleep immediately. But I keep on waking up 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Repeatedly, I keep on waking up, finding it a little difficult to go back to sleep, and then so that cycle maintains. So, with insomnia, you can have either difficulty falling asleep, or you can have difficulty maintaining your sleep, or you
Okay.
can have both, right?
Right.
So that is one kind of a sleep disorder. Some people, and which is one of the most common sleep disorders. Some people also experience something known as hypersomnia. So
Hypersomnia.
some people say कि कितनी अच्छी बात है, right? बहुत ज़्यादा नींद आ रही है. But the problem is that it's an excessive amount of sleep even in the night, and sometimes an excessive amount of sleep even during the day.
Okay.
So your sleep. Some of us, when you actually look at sleep, normally some people are short sleepers. They just need 6 hours of sleep. Some people are long sleepers. They require 9 hours of sleep and more. But in hypersomnia, no matter how much they sleep, they don't wake up refreshed. They're always feeling tired, lethargic, and they want to sleep more.
All.
During the day, also, they're constantly feeling sleepy. Jabki aa rahi hai, they're taking daytime naps. So that is why it's part of the disorder. Then there is something known as parasomnia. So
Parasomnia.
parasomnia. So parasomnia, what happens is some unusual or undesirable event happens suddenly during your sleep. So you go to sleep properly, and suddenly you will either get a nightmare. So one of the parasomnias is a nightmare where you wake up, with a nightmare, or you can have sleep terrors, or you can have sleepwalking, or you can have sleep talking. Some people grind their teeth during the sleep.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
bruxism. So all these kind of, so what happens, this is undesirable. So the undesirable, unpleasant, and occurs suddenly during sleep. So those are parasomnias.
This is really common, right? Parasomnia. A lot of people have some aspects of it. Like some have
Yes.
sleepwalking, sleep talking.
Yes. So it happens usually in younger children, the sleep talking and the sleepwalking.
Yeah.
In Usually what we see is if you have sleep talking or sleep terrors, for example, uh, there is studies which say that there could be some minor neurological problem, and
Okay.
it can be a precursor to something which we call as a temporal lobe epilepsy or a seizure disorder. So we should not take this like you correctly said ना, बहुत लोगों को होता है.
Right,
But
right.
if it's happening very often, it's important to differentiate between a nightmare and a sleep terror. So a nightmare happens during the later part of the sleep. So sleep has different stages. I'm not going to bore the
Right,
amazing
right, right. I
audience
get it.
with all the stages of sleep. नहीं तो वो लोग सो जाएंगे हमारे sleep के talk के बीच में, right? But sleep has certain stages, and nightmares happen usually in something which we call as an REM sleep. But the sleep terrors and the other ones happen during the other kind of sleep, which is known as non-REM sleep, which
Right.
happens in the first half of the night.
Okay.
And sometimes they are precursors to more serious neurological issues, so it should not be ignored.
Okay.
So that is parasomnia. Some people also, the other fourth type of sleep disorder is known as a sleep-wake cycle disorder. So they have a problem in maintaining the sleep and the wakefulness. So these are the sleep disorders in short.
Okay. So the second thing is you told us about the four disorders. I'll repeat: insomnia, hypersomnia, parasomnia, and the sleep wake cycle. Right. So going ahead with this, we can see that when the person is aging, ऐसा बोला जाता है कि जब इंसान बड़ा होता जाता है मतलब 50, 60, 70 इसकी नींद कम होती जाती है. So this is a saying which I've usually heard from the old people that नींद कम होती है. But has been a what has been a cause according to you for a lessening or ज़्यादा sleep होना in a youngster? Because they have a very good lifestyle, they go out, but because of lockdown they are trapped inside the house. So what according to you is the cause of sleep disorders in youngsters?
Okay. So as a baby, so if you sleep as a baby, so you see a neonate, a just born baby, has about 16 hours of sleep.
16
Actually,
hours.
it's so it's a newborn baby sleeps for longer time and has periods when it's awake. So it's
Right.
more of sleep and बीच में जाग गया तो अच्छी बात है, you know. But gradually, as the child becomes a little older, becomes a year old, and then onwards, the sleep cycle should get set, right? So, like I told you, either it can be a usually 8 to 9 hours of sleep. As you become youngsters, also your requirement for sleep is about 8 to 9 hours. Uh, the difference between a youngster and another person is the youngster usually, because of the changes in the brain biologically, the start of sleep is a little later. That is why you guys are able to stay up later till 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and then kind of work, right? Because your circadian rhythm functions that way, that your sleep cycle may start late and you want to wake up, later during the day. But the problems, maximum problems that we see nowadays because of sleep are, one is lack of exercise. So when you said that we are stepping out a lot, but we're not stepping out and actually indulging in any kind of physical activity. We may be going out and chilling with our friends, or going, but lack of physical exercise contributes to sleep problems. Heavy meals at bedtime. So, usually what happens is, when you're either in college or you're staying back late in the night, and you come back home and the family feels कि चलो सब लोग साथ में खाना खा लेते हैं, right? Papa finishes work late, you are doing college assignments, and you have this, because everybody wants to eat that one meal together. At 10:30 in the night, we're having an elaborate dinner, right? And that is a heavy meal at bedtime, can cause sleep problems. Consuming too much of caffeine. So I know a lot of youngsters who drink a lot of espressos, cappuccinos, coffee, all caffeinated drinks. So your Red Bull, your aerated drinks, they also contribute to sleep disturbances. A very common thing is, like I said, the binging on series in the night, or using your gadgets much later in the evening. So gaming, chatting late into the night. Like I told you initially, when we started the lockdown, most of us were doing that. But if it's going to become a pattern, then the brain is not able to shut down when it's getting a signal कि shut down होना चाहिए. Because the brain shutdowns, one of the signals of the sleep cycle is when the melatonin gets secreted in your brain. Melatonin gets secreted when the lights go down. So in bright light, the melatonin is not secreted very well. And if you're constantly on your gadget with the blue light on, it's stimulating that activity in the brain which says be awake and don't go to sleep, because your brain needs to be active. So that kind of causes the sleep disturbances. So if you continue doing that activity for a long period of time, then it becomes like a learning, right? If I learn 2 multiplied by 3 is 5, it's wrong. But अगर मैंने गलत रट्टा मारा है, बार बार I keep on saying 2 3s are 5, 2 3s are 5, and you teach me, no, no, Dr. Cheryl, what are you talking, 2 3s are 6, and you will explain to me, and I'll say, okay, okay, correct. But the first response, if somebody asks me what is 2 3s are, I will say 5, because
Okay,
मैंने
yeah.
वो गलत रट्टा मारा है. In the
Yes.
same thing, na, the brain kind of ratta marofies something which is exposed to repeatedly.
Right,
So
right.
it's called a conditioned response. So if you
Yeah.
are kind of constantly doing something that's going to keep you alert in the night, then that's going to cause sleep disturbances. The other problems of sleep disturbances are when you use substances like either you're smoking, or you're using alcohol, or you're consuming weed, or any other substance that can also cause disturbance in sleep.
But generally, I've
Dip-
heard that having this substance, people have them to lead themselves to sleep.
So it doesn't really work that way, because it has a paradoxical effect, right? When you're consuming substances, it's going to kind of cause a lot of changes in your brain.
Okay.
Many of the substances kind of act like stimulants, and as an aftermath of taking the substance, maybe you'll just fall asleep because overdose ho gaya hai. But
Hmm.
using that substance consistently is going to disturb your sleep. either because of the use of the substance or because of withdrawal from the substance.
Okay. Right. So
Another thing
this,
is common in sleep is when you also have depression and anxiety, and this is something that's very important. That when we mental health professionals or me as a psychiatrist, when I see people coming, you as a counselor, when you see people coming to the OPD and they talk about how they are feeling sad or how they are feeling anxious, and if you go back into the history, we realize that the sleep problem has started quite some time back. So, a
right.
sleep disturbance could be one of the underlying symptoms or signs that the brain needs help. Brain needs a chemical uh, because of which you can have depression or anxiety. So, sleep is one of the important factors which contribute, or showcase that this person could have depression or anxiety.
Exactly. So one of the most important thing you mentioned was the gaming and the like binging of Netflix a lot at night time, and then they binge it till 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and then they try to fall asleep and they cannot get the sleep. And the
Correct.
second thing is that the second important thing you mentioned was anxiety and depression. I even remember a client, we just we in the types of disorder, we discussed the sleep wake cycle. So the client has said that, I just went to sleep, but suddenly I got up and my heart palpitations got high. So it was all because of anxiety happening. The sleep disorders was like a comorbidity with the anxiety and depression. So yes, the two factors, according to me, I thought they are the most important things which are happening right now. So you have covered all the symptoms with this. Actually, I was going to ask you the next question was symptoms, but with the first two questions, I think you have been covering a lot.
No, so correct. But there are certain symptoms, like I told you initially, right? So we can just recap those symptoms so everybody can
Sure.
understand it better. Is one is difficulty either falling asleep, right? Or you have waking up repeatedly. Sometimes what happens is the person doesn't realize that he is waking up or she's waking up repeatedly. So
Uh,
the person is sleeping, but when he gets up in the morning, he doesn't feel fresh.
okay. So no, the thing is, the thing you said, yeah, right now, the person doesn't realize he's waking up or not. I had been reading about it. Is there some word called false wakefulness, something called like that?
So it happens when you have something known as obstructive sleep apnea. Okay, in certain kind of disorders, in one type of sleep disorder is, for example, those people who snore or who are obese. What hap- Because of the respiratory, they are not able to breathe well. They are struggling to breathe, so they wake up to take a breath. They don't
Okay,
realize that. So they are waking up, breathing, again going back to sleep. Waking up, breathing, going back to sleep.
okay,
The
okay.
family members complain. Usually the wives will complain कि बहुत ज़्यादा snore कर रहा है, या the husband will say कि she's snoring so much I can't sleep. So many a
Right.
times we have the wife or the husband or the some family member coming कि मुझे नींद की problem है, but जब हम उनको पूछना तो पता है कि उनको तो कोई problem नहीं है, they can't sleep because the partner is snoring.
Snoring,
And
right, right.
snoring के साथ साथ this wakefulness which happens. So usually they don't realize that they are waking up so many times.
Right.
They either realize nowadays because of the smartwatch. Many of the people who wear the smartwatch realize, doctor, my sleep, they show that I've been sleeping for 8 hours, but my deep sleep was only so many hours, or it showed so much of wakefulness. The important factor is even though they feel they have slept for 8 hours and they wake up in the morning, they're not feeling very fresh. So no matter how many hours of sleep you've had, if during the day you're not feeling active and fresh, that means your sleep in the night is not good, right? Or you are taking frequent daytime naps. You always feel कि बस I just want to take a nap for 15 minutes.
Okay.
That can also be a sign of sleep disorder in the night. A lot of irritability. So you don't complain of sleep problem at all, but you're constantly irritable and angry. We have to probe if this person has sleep problems. Mood changes, difficulty in concentrating. All these things are also part of the symptoms of sleep
Right.
disorders.
So even you mentioned this all symptoms once again. So it was like a brush up for us and even the audience that they can take it as a hint that if I'm going through this, then I should not take it seriously or like I should not take it lightly, I guess. And I should consult it as soon as possible. And even about snoring, snoring has been like a thing. Like people take it casually. कि सब लोग करते आ रहे हैं. Don't take it as a disorder, as apnea, sleep apnea. But it is important to be noticed and considered, right? So even I think that you said about the false wakefulness. I think sometimes technology has been क्या हो रहा है कि technology कभी कभी हमें कुछ ज्यादा ही conscious कर रही है. You said about the health watch. तो initially it was not there. People were like ठीक है fresh नहीं हूँ वापस सो जाऊंगा. But this technology is making it like what's happening with me? I'm sleeping and it's not showing I'm sleeping. So technology is working also and not working also for us. Like it is spoon and both with
Yeah,
for us, right?
correct. We just have to take what is best of technology, right?
Exactly. The Google, we used to even discuss that, the patients generally Google the symptoms and they get anxious about it because the technology has gone so ahead that the Google is telling that you are having this kind of disorder and you have to go to a doctor.
But Ayushi, like I said, if you look at it from a positive aspect, thanks to Google or thanks to technology, a lot of people have become more aware about mental health issues. So if I'm
Definitely.
feeling sad for some time or I'm feeling anxious for some time, पुराने टाइम में बोलता था कि इट्स ओके, योगा कर लो, गो फॉर अ रन, we'll go for a holiday and things will get better. But now, because as a young, suppose an IT professional, he's not able to concentrate, he's struggling with his concentration, he'll just, as usual, just Google ki unable to concentrate, this, and when he come realize, अरे ये तो signs of depression है, या ये signs of
Yeah.
ADHD है. So the very fact that, see, for anything to help, the first thing is awareness of the problem. So technology is a huge blessing in awareness of the problem.
Yes,
Yes,
definitely.
because it gives a lot of unfiltered information. People do tend to get anxious about it, but everybody doesn't get anxious. Person who has an anxiety disorder is the one who gets more anxious. And it is our job as mental health professionals to ease that anxiety either with medications or with therapy, right? So
Right.
I think technology is a blessing for everybody.
Right, exactly. So, okay, going ahead with this. So, we have seen this mental health disorders. Every disorder has a medication. Every disorder has a medication, which, so the medication, the science have gone so ahead that it eliminates the symptoms of the disorder. It has been so strong medication. So, even sleep disorders can be managed by the medication. But, ma'am, do you feel in youngsters, if we avoid the medications, can altering their lifestyle help them with their sleep disorders?
So, when we look at treating any disorder, right? When we talk about medications for any disorder, when we are talking about treating any mental health disorder, because it's a physical problem, because the
Right,
physical problem is in the brain, like we always say, and if there is either a deficiency or an increase in certain chemicals or a whatever mismatch in the neurotransmitters, we treat it with medications because it's physical, right? So the same way to do with sleep. When we are evaluating somebody is coming to us with sleep as an issue, and we evaluate why is sleep an issue. If sleep is an issue because of depression, if sleep is an issue because of anxiety, if sleep is an issue because they're using drugs, then we don't treat the sleep. We treat the depression, we treat the anxiety, and sleep will get better. Right? Because
comorbidity
sleep is just a manifestation or a symptom of an underlying problem.
problem, right?
अगर मुझे बाल में खुजली हो रही है तो आई हैव टू फर्स्ट फाइंड आउट कि क्यों खुजली हो रही है, राइट? I can either scratch or I can go and see what the problem is. It could be a boil, it could be dandruff, and I treat that.
Right,
But
exactly.
but when you're talking about sleep as a lifestyle problem, so unlike depression, anxiety, sleep is also a lifestyle problem, right? Like you correctly said. So when sleep is a lifestyle problem, we need not treat it with medications. Then we have to modify the lifestyle.
Right.
So what do we do? So there is something known as sleep hygiene measures,
Okay.
right? It's like when you're a baby and you wake up in the morning. What does your mom tell you to do when you wake up from bed?
Maybe she'll talk or she'll just
So what do you do when you get up?
what do I do when I get up? You want to know the real answer? So I generally have my mobile beside me and I'm the one who is checking my mobile. Then I go up and I go for my brushing the
You go
teeth.
to brush your teeth, right? Why do you brush your teeth?
that's the first thing, because the thing is the whole day, whole night I have not
Correct.
like
So,
the
so it's a personal hygiene,
right.
right? You are taught in school, in EVS, your parents teach you brush your teeth because take your bath, change your clothes as part of personal and physical hygiene. In
Right.
the same way, there's something known as sleep hygiene. So
Okay.
certain aspects that you practice so that your sleep gets better. One important aspect, and that is very, very valid in today's time, is use your bed only to sleep.
Okay.
So, suppose you're watching a series on the bed, you're doing school from or college from your bed, you're chatting with your friends on your bed. So, the brain thinks that this situation or this place is not for me to shut down, but for me to be active.
Yes.
So,
Right.
one, try to avoid using your bed for anything other than sleeping. We all live in Mumbai, we have small houses. So, we sometimes, as if I tell somebody, we don't have any other place, sit on the floor. Use a small table and sit on the floor or sit in the corner if it's possible. Sometimes it's not possible. If it's possible, avoid using your bed for anything other than sleep.
Right.
A second important thing is have a fixed time to go to bed and a fixed time to wake up.
Better. Okay.
It's extremely important. Then avoid exercise late in the evening because you're stimulating your brain then. Try to have early morning exercise and not exercise post 7 o'clock in the evening. You can take a stroll, you can take a walk, but no vigorous exercises post 7. Avoid tea, coffee, aerated drinks after 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Uh, if you have difficulty in falling asleep, try to listen to calming music. There are so many apps. There's an app known as Calm, there's an app known as Headspace, where you can listen to meditative music and it helps in shutting down the brain.
Yeah.
Right? Suppose you're not able to sleep, you go to bed, you're not able to sleep. Get up from the bed, get off the bed, do something which is boring. Like if you are not able to sleep, you get up and start watching, let's say, Money Heist, then you're not going to go to sleep because then it's becoming interesting.
Interesting.
But if you're not able to sleep, wake up and try to do something which is boring. Like for me, it could be reading the Economic Times.
Okay.
Automatically, your brain will say, don't activate yourself, shut down. So you might start feeling sleepy and go back to bed. So
It
these
generally
are the few
happens
tips.
with reading anything, I guess. People suggest, the counselor suggests, psychologists suggest that bedtime reading is good for sleeping. Like if you read something before sleeping, you'll get a better sleep. You'll sleep early, and it's advised.
It also depends on what you're reading.
Okay.
Because if I'm going to read a crime thriller before going to bed, if I have a sleep problem only then. If I am somebody who doesn't have a sleep problem, I can do what I want. And I will just shut off the light and I will go off to sleep. But if I'm struggling with sleep, then I should not do activities which stimulate that activity.
Right.
You
Right.
know, it also, if you're having a difficulty in sleep, we're talking about people who have difficulty in sleeping, right?
Right.
So any kind of bedtime ritual. So when you're a baby, your mom would, before you go to sleep, give you a bath, wrap you up, put cream, sing a lullaby. So even a lot of times children say, parents have to come, kahani sunao fir hum soenge. Why? Because it's become a habit or a ritual.
Ritual.
In
Right.
the same way, we can also set rituals for ourselves. So either taking a very hot water bath, applying certain cream. So you can either, you have to use all your senses. So smell the cream, apply it. Have a particular way, like step 1, step 2, step 3. Every day do the same thing again and again. So you train the brain. The brain knows the moment you're applying this cream, the smell is coming. It has to shut down.
Like
So you
conditioning
train
response.
conditioning response, exactly. So you train the brain with rituals if you're struggling with sleep.
Very true. I really like the last one. The how can we ourselves consciously alter it, like making it conditioning response. That is a very good point. I would say that the people should make themselves aware about this. That it can be cream, it can be anything that making your bed. That it's a time for sleeping. Any kind of ritual,
Absolutely.
but it can be some kind of work that senses their brain that it's the time to sleep now. And one
Exactly.
more thing which you said, that that do anything but without your bed. You just go to sleep for your bed. I would say I don't want my mama to listen to this because she's gonna make me sit on the floor. because it has been a habit since 2 years, doing eating on the bed, sleeping on the bed, reading on the bed, writing everything on the bed. You don't get down of the bed. So this is what we need to remove to get a better sleep, because bed
Yes.
is because our mind gets conditioned that यहाँ पे ही सब कुछ करना है. So when you go to sleep, I've experienced a certain time the thoughts are still on the bed also, because it's like normally कि कुछ I'm doing my daily things and everything.
Yes. Yes.
So that is very important. And yes, so this what you said, apart from medications, how sleeping is the lifestyle problem, so altering the lifestyle can help us with sleeping. But with the last thing, I have asked you majorly all the things, but one more last thing I would like to ask, that what would you uh, like to tell to our audience about the importance of sleeping in the right way?
So sleep is extremely important, right? It's because many a times, like I said, when you are very young, you feel कि you can, एक बार all night. Let's say all of us, right? When हम भी कभी जवान थे types. So when हम लोग जब हमारे बचपन में or during college days, like me and my friends would, when we would have stay up whole night and chit chat till 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. You do that once in a while, once in 6 months. It's a different thing, right? But if it happens an all nighter happening regularly, then it's going to cause problem because what is the importance of sleep? During your sleep, there are a lot of important functions which happen. There is something known as restoration of your entire system. So, for the young audience, you will understand it better if I talk to it like if you have an iPhone or any phone and there is a software update which happens. Now, the software update doesn't happen during normal times. It usually happens when your phone is kept onto the charger. So if I even if on my iPhone if I have an automatic software update on, unless my phone is on the charger, it's not going to get updated.
Right.
Right? So the same way all updations of our system is known as restoration homeostasis. Correction of all the wear and tear which happens in our body happens during sleep. So that is why sleep is very, very important. If you don't sleep, then there is no restoration, there is no homeostasis, and the brain thinks that you are in danger. This person is not kind of rebooted the system, something is wrong. So the brain goes into a hyper alert mode. Your sympathetic nervous system, that is the nervous system which is supposed to keep you alert from danger, becomes very, very active because you have not slept. Right? For students, especially, whatever you study, is kind of consolidated into your long term memory when you're sleeping.
Sleeping, right.
So if you are going to do an all nighter and then you go for the exam, you realize अरे मुझे कुछ याद नहीं आ रहा है. So especially that whenever you study, whatever you study, when you go to sleep, it's getting in the long term memory. So sleep is extremely important for students to remember whatever they have studied
Yeah.
and retain it.
So about consultation, even I have been learning and reading about consultation, because the thing is, being in the last year of psychology, last year when I graduated, we had in the last year only about sleep, that generally as a psychology student we also used to do all nighter, that you have to study so much, the portion is so much and you have so much less time. You would have related with MBBS things. It's a lot to study, but some amount of time you need to get to sleep, because whatever you read, whatever you encode needs a kind of restoration in your brain, which is consolidation actually.
Yes,
So you
absolutely.
can drive it at the right time, at the right moment when you have to write the exam. So yes, according to your advice, according to your knowledge, we got a lot of information about sleep disorders. And thank you so much, Dr. Cheryl, for coming on our
Thank
page.
you, Ayushi. It was great talking to you, and I hope that everybody sleeps well.
Yeah, definitely. This is gonna help the youngsters as well, because I think that the awareness was needed, that why people generally look for the reasons why I'm not getting better sleep, and we have been answering those questions. So definitely, it's gonna be helpful to my audience. And thank you so much for coming.
Thank you,
And
Ayushi. You're doing a great, it's a great venture to create awareness about mental health issues. So all the best for you for all your ventures.
thank you so much. So I'll stop the
Bye.
recording. Yes, bye.